These 6 fashion rules are done and dusted, so today I'm giving you permission to let them go. And I'm going to tell you what to do instead. The first fashion rule that you can stop following is dressing for your body type. I will admit that body type dressing can help, but there is a more simple way of doing it, and that's what I want to share with you here. So the main thing you really want to be looking for when it comes to clothing is that it fits. Fit is the most important thing for clothes to look good on your body. Often sizing one up can really help make a garment fit a bit better. As opposed to something being too tight, I often think a really tight garment that will pucker and it won't drape as well in certain places, and that's going to lead more to a piece looking like it's not fitting properly. So if you're trying something on, don't be afraid to go that one size up and see how that drapes over your body and see if it looks any better. When it comes to dressing for your body shape or type, I think the better way to look at things in terms of this rule is to look at overall proportions in a balanced way. So which areas of your body are smaller and which areas are larger, and how can you make all the areas of your body more balanced? So for me, my shoulders are really wide in comparison to my hips. I have more narrow hips. So that often means that I like pieces that make me look as though my hips have a little bit more shape, because that balances the width of my hips with the width of my shoulders. That balances the proportions. And then the opposite can be true. So if you have wide hips and narrow shoulders, you may like to emphasize the shape of your shoulders to then balance your shoulders with your hips. And the way I've described this before in the past is that you're kind of looking for that hourglass shape. That can be really helpful to aim for if you're a bit confused about your proportions. And a lot of people are most heavy on their midsection, so that's the widest part of their body. The aim for them would then be to put a little bit more volume into their shoulders and a little bit more volume into their hips, and then define their waist. And that will then give that hourglass shape. The second fashion rule that you can stop following is the half tuck, aka the French tuck. This kind of tuck has been heavily promoted over the past 8 or so years. And while I still definitely use it and it still can be used at times, it's not necessarily a hard and fast rule that we should be going to all the time. It's not as promoted at the moment as well. So there have been a lot of trends that are more focused on shirts being untucked and flowy and unbuttoned in certain places. And it really does depend on the silhouette of the trouser and the top as to whether you want to half tuck or whether you want to full tuck or whether you want to not tuck at all. When tucking is good, it can be really helpful when you do want to define that waistline and to create the balance of the thirds outfit. So when you've got 1/3 up the top half and then two thirds at the bottom half, that is usually when a half tuck is going to become really useful. But you don't necessarily have to do the half tuck. You can also do a full tuck, but nowadays with this current style of dressing, you can also just let it go. So don't be too worried about tucking if it's not for you, if you really don't like it. Tucking creates balance. It goes back to what I was talking about with balance earlier. So when you're styling outfits, always be trying to think of, is this outfit balanced? Do I feel balanced? But some people have a personal style where they like everything to be oversized and flowy and no real shape to their outfits. This is kind of like a modern, cool way of dressing. So if that is something that you like, then test it out and see how you feel with it. Because right now you can definitely get away with it. Okay, the third fashion rule that you can stop following is the seasonal color analysis. I personally think that the whole seasonal color analysis thing can be really confusing and really overwhelming. And from experience of developing my own style, my own personal style, and absolutely loving my wardrobe, I've never had a seasonal analysis, color analysis done. And I don't think you have to do it unless it's something that's really, really worrying you and you really can't figure things out for yourself, or you've tried to figure things out for yourself but you really haven't gotten anywhere with it. Then of course go ahead and do it. But I think we're just kind of like overcomplicating things too much when it comes to wearing our colors. I really do think that experimenting with different things, trying things on in shops, trying things out in your own wardrobe, trying secondhand things, borrowing things from friends, asking opinions of people when you put something on, does this make me look dull? Does this make me look vibrant? Doing all those kind of things can help you figure out what colors are right for you. But also, like, we all gravitate to certain colors and like certain colors more than others. And if you were to do a seasonal color analysis that said like your good colors don't include blue, but you absolutely love blue, the color blue, and that's like half of your wardrobe and you've always felt good in it, like I just think that creates more confusion and overwhelm, and then you're not wearing a color that you really, really like. So over the years, I have tested out lots of things and I've taken note of what I really like and then built my wardrobe around what I like and what I feel good in. Like, for all I know, purple could be a really great color for me, but purple is just not a color that I like to wear in clothes. I don't like it. But blue for me, I love blue. I love lots of different shades of blue. I've played with different kind of tones of blue as well, whether they've been more icy or kind of more dark and deep and navy. And now I have a mix of different blues in my wardrobe that I absolutely love to wear. And I know when I go out, I can buy these types of colors. So obviously if a seasonal color analysis has worked for you and you love it, then don't ditch it. But if you've been wondering whether to do it or not, and you've been overwhelmed or tried to do it yourself and really overwhelmed by figuring out your seasons, I'm giving you permission to ditch it, because we don't need to complicate things more. We can just play around and experiment, take note, and go from there. Okay, the fourth rule that I think we can all ditch, definitely, is the that's not age appropriate rule. So when I became a mum, I decided that I had to get rid of all of my mini skirts because it wasn't appropriate for a mum to wear mini skirt. I don't know where I got this idea from. I don't want to look back on myself at like 80 years old and go, wow, like look at me then. And I wasn't embracing that and appreciating that. I was trying to cover it up because I thought it wasn't age appropriate. I thought a mum shouldn't have her legs out. I don't know. I don't know where my head was at. But now I'm back to wearing mini things and showing off my legs. And who cares? Like, yes, maybe I won't wear it when I'm going to the playground with my son because I'm up and down and all that kind of stuff. But I'll wear it when appropriate and I feel great in it. So we are only this age that we are now once. Tomorrow we're older and the next day we're older again. One day we're going to look back at our current self and think, wow, I was so young. Wear the miniskirt, just wear it. Wear what you like no matter what age you are, even if you are in your 60s, 70s or 80s right now. Wear what you want. If you want to wear what the 19, 20-year-olds are wearing, wear it. If you think that's really cool and fun, wear it. Like, we only live once. Life is too short not to wear what you really want. I'm super passionate about this now, and I'd love to know what you guys think, and if you ever put on clothes that are not age appropriate and how you feel in that, and kind of like what's stopping you if you are finding that that's a barrier, like you want to wear different clothes but you're worried it's not age appropriate. I'd love to know like where your mind is at and what do you think the barrier is for that, whether it's about what other people think of you or, you know, you think is right or wrong to do. Yeah, I just think this is a really interesting topic. So do let me know what your thoughts are on this one in the comments. All in all, just wear what you want, wear what makes you feel good, regardless of any societal expectations. Okay, the fifth rule that I think we can all ditch is that you need to keep up with all the current trends to be fashionable. No. Honestly, chasing trends and continuously keeping up with all the new things coming out is bad for your bank account and bad for the environment. And also, it can not help you develop your own personal style. You always feel like you're on this hamster wheel of like updating your wardrobe and buying the next new thing. It's not a nice place to be. Trust me, I used to be there. I used to be a hauler of all the trends, buying new things every week. When I slowed down and tried to develop my personal style, I actually liked my wardrobe a whole lot better and always felt like I had something to wear. So instead of chasing trends constantly, your aim is to cultivate your own personal style. That doesn't mean you can't adopt new trends or buy trendy things when they come out. I still go for trendy things when they come out, but because I've developed my personal style, I'm not going for all those trendy things. I'm going for the trendy things that come out that I go, yes, this really does suit me. This is part of my personal style and this would work well with everything. And often those trendy things are things that are classic pieces anyway. So they're like classic trends that come back around every once in a while. So the idea is that if you know your style and know what you love, know what you look good in, and have a clear direction with your personal style, you won't fall for all the new things that come out. You won't think that that new trendy piece is the thing that's going to give you good personal style, the thing that is going to fix your wardrobe. I have a 5-part series on curating your dream wardrobe, which I'll link above. So if you're interested in like actually properly curating your wardrobe, definitely give that 5-part series a watch. It's got lots of very helpful tips in curating your personal style. Okay, the 6th fashion rule that I think we can all ditch, and maybe we've been ditching it for a while, but I think it's worth mentioning, is wearing high heels to fancy events. Yay! I love that we can ditch this. A classy flat sandal can do the trick for fancy events now, or even a very, very low block heel. What I would avoid is something that looks like a piece of like cardboard flat to the ground, like something cheap, cardboard, no support. I don't think those types of shoes you can really get away with for a fancy event. It can still be flat, but it has to be in my opinion, a beautifully made supportive flat shoe if you want to be wearing it to a more fancy event. So gone are the days that we have to wear huge stilettos. Yay, that's awesome. Foot health is way more important now. I think so many people are coming around to this. So I've actually done plenty of videos about shoe styling, but one in particular was comfortable shoes for sore feet, something like that. So I'm going to link that up on the screen for you to watch next if you haven't watched that already. And that's all I've got for you. So thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this one. Go give that video a watch and I will see you in the next one. Bye.